Welcome everyone to Worth It or Not. As always, I am your host Scottish Warrior Nature, and in today's installment of Worth It or Not, we're going to be answering the simple question: is Saints Row 4 worth it or not? As you can see, I'm representing the Saints. I'm wearing my purple collar up because I'm gangster like that. I don't think there's ever been a gangster that looked as fucked up as me. But yeah, we're going to be diving into and talking about different aspects of the game. Give me a moment. I apologise, my window's open. The sun glares at being a bitch. I didn't think it would be that bad, but anyway, that's a bit better. But yeah, so firstly, of course, we're going to talk about Saints Row. I may as well give you my history with the Saints Row franchise. Where's my copy? Ah, there it is. Now, I've been a fan of the Saints Row franchise. I have Saints Row 2 and Saints Row the 3rd. I never played Saints Row 1 because I had no idea about that Saints Row existed until Saints Row 2, and a friend of mine recommended it to me, and I picked it up, and I had a blast with it. Saints Row 2 is personally my favourite game in the franchise. That includes Saints Row 4. But then, of course, Saints Row the 3rd I really enjoyed as well. So I have enjoyed the Saints Row franchise. I definitely really enjoy it a lot for certain reasons. The Saints Row franchise started off as most people just assumed it as a GTA clone, and then Saints Row 2 came along and just went, you know what? Fuck it. If you want it to be a GTA clone, let's go over the top. And then in the game, you've done crazy shit. Septic Avengers, my favourite one, where you just spray the town in shit. Over the top. Comical. Basically, it knew it was a game. It didn't take itself seriously. And Saints Row 4 is nothing as no exception. It actually takes the insanity up to the next level. And instead of putting it to 10, it puts it up to like 50. And yeah, that's basically now. Saints Row 4 unfortunately almost never came to be, due to the fact that the Saints Row franchise was made by Volition, who was published by THQ, and THQ went under. Saints Row was luckily enough one of the franchises that did survive, so Deep Silver picked up Saints Row, and therefore we have Saints Row the 4th, or Saints Row 4, or as someone's going to call it, Saints Row IV. But of course, I can't talk about Saints Row 4 before even start talking about it fully without going into the thing of, supposedly, as it says, a lot of people are bitching and moaning about Saints Row 4 due to the fact that, oh, it's just an overpriced DLC. Because Saints Row the 3rd was planned to have a final DLC called Enter the Dominatrix, which I don't know that much about. I'm assuming it was going to involve dominatrixes. I could be wrong there, but I'm taking a guess. And they scrapped the DLC and says we're just going to put it into the 4th game. They didn't say the 4th game was just going to be DLC. And I'll say this right now, Saints Row 4 is not just DLC. There is, I'll get to the more elaborate, but it's not just a DLC. It's a full price game. I put maybe 20, maybe 30 hours into the game, and I'm still playing it every now and then because it's an absolute ball to play. But that's just what I want to get out of the way before we get into the real meat of the review. So firstly, we've got to talk about what's the story of Saints Row 4, like you actually care about that. The story of Saints Row 4 is, after Saints Row the 3rd, the Saints went from superstardom to the White House. That's basically what happened. And they went to the White House. They are president of your saint, your boss, is the president of the United States of America. And basically what happens, when you're just about to get everything set up for it, you are invaded by aliens. You're invaded by the Zenrathi, I think it is. The leader is Zenrath, if memory serves me. I'm horrible with names, give me a break. But yeah, that's basically the plot. You, as the president, are taken from the world and put into basically the Matrix, but it's called simulation. And from the while in the simulation, you are to basically cause as much chaos, anarchy, destruction, mayhem, kill, blow up, do everything that you do best, basically, to disrupt the simulation, eventually taking it over and saving the day. That's basically the plot. That's the plot in a nutshell, without going into spoilers. But yeah, that's basically the nutshell. So in the simulation, of course, they go a little bit over the top, and in the simulation, you basically become Neo or Superman, because you get superpowers. You can run super fast, you can jump super high, you can glide, which once you've upgraded it to the max level is basically flying. You can fly from one end of the map to the other, no problem, and it was fucking awesome doing it. So yeah, and you're given superpowers, and you have to rescue your homies, and you have to save the world, of course. That's basically it. And yeah, but that's everywhere we got without going to spoilers, and of course we got to talk all that stuff now, but The story in Saints Row 4 isn't the main focus. It's mostly, I'm gonna be honest, Saints Row 4 and Saints Row 4 story is better than Saints Row the Third story. Saints Row the Third story had an okay story. I enjoyed it. Could have been better, but it was still fun and enjoyable. That Saints Row 4 has a bit more of an enjoyable story, a bit more of a bigger threat story. I really enjoyed Saints Row 4 story more than I enjoyed Saints Row the Third story. But my favourite story in the Saints Row franchise is definitely Saints Row 2. Saints Row 2 has the best story in the entire franchise, in my opinion, and also it's basically free your inner sinner. It's the whole point of this game, is just to have anarchy. Like, Saints Row 2 is over the top. Saints Row the Third is even more over the top. Saints Row 4 is, I don't know how the fuck they managed it, even more over the top. This has a better story. As the series has went on, the story has become less important, but still, this is the best story in the franchise. Saints Row the Third is the weakest. Saints Row the Fourth is probably a close second. It's a decent story because it basically takes the piss out of everything sci-fi, if you can imagine. It's more of a parody game with the story wise, taking a little leeway with a couple of superhero ones, mostly sci-fi and all that crap. But the stories, and of course I can't go anywhere without talking about the characters. The characters in Saints Row 4 are awesome. I love them. Like, we get Johnny Gat back, and that's no spoiler, that was announced in the trailer. Kenzie, who's probably my favourite geeky character in that entire game, she's fucking awesome, and damn is she sexy. Shandy, of course, Pierce, Benjamin King from Saints Row 1, which I never played, unfortunately. And of course, we've got Keith David as Keith David. What? Yeah, Keith David's in this. Anderson is in this. They also make a couple of snide comments here because Keith David has been in the Saints Row franchise before. He voiced Lucius in Saints Row 1 and Saints Row 2. So Keith David has been in the Saints Row franchise before, but this one he's playing Keith David. Of course, Keith David, who is the sci-fi icon. And yeah, he's fucking hilarious. He plays himself, basically. He's having the ball playing it. Every voice actor, you can tell, is having the ball playing the role. We've got the main protagonist, the boss, whoever one you pick. You can tell they're enjoying playing it. You can get voiced by Troy Baker or Nolan North. How can you lose? And you can tell with the voice actors that they have a ball voicing the characters. And we also get a couple of returning characters from other Saints Row franchises. And it's really enjoyable for that fact, is that with the characters, they all have the unique features about it. Johnny Gat's a psychopathic murderer. Keith David's Keith David. Shandy's an uptight bitch and also a fun drug-smoking woman. Not gonna say why. It's in the trailer, she gets separated and you see both versions of us. Like, you get the Saints Row 2 Shandy, which is a lot of people's favourites, and the Saints Row the Third Shandy, which is... I liked her. I like Shandy. She's one of my favourite characters in the series. But I do like the Saints Row 2 one a little bit better because she's just funny as fuck. She's like, oh, I'm so high. I can't do it. It's fucking awesome. And the two different voice actresses, which is fucking hilarious. I just love the two of them interacting. It's awesome. Where was I? Oh, yeah, we got Kenzie, the former FBI super geek. We've got the MI6 agent who's an Indian. And by the way, I'm not saying that. She doesn't sound Indian, she sounds British, but her alternative outfit is her dressed in a makeshift, I don't know what the fuck it's called, a burqa? Basically, it looks like a wedding dress that the Indian female wears during her wedding. It looks like that. It looks like a Bollywood fucking dance thing. That's what it looks like. I don't know where the fuck I was going with that. What the fuck? Racism. I do it. But yeah, like, the funny as hell, we've got Matt, the techno goth, who is fucking hilarious. Who else do I have? I'm not forgetting someone. I think that's everyone. I'm trying to make sure I'm not forgetting anyone. Pierce, of course. We've got Pierce, who's basically to sum up, the guy who everyone steals his plan, says it's his plan, and he's like, no, this is my plan, bitch. He's also a bit of a wimp, in all honesty, but he's fucking hilarious. And all the characters are definitely rememberable. They're all the characters from Saints Row are fucking awesome. I don't care. They're over the top for a reason, and they're fun as fucking hell. And you can tell that the voice actors are having an absolute fucking ball doing it. It's just like, they basically say, here's a script, just do whatever. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if half the lines in this fucking game were improvised, because they're that fucking funny. The sharp writing as well is done real. The writing in this game's fucking amazing. It's like Saints Row the Third had decent writing. There was some funny parts, some good parts. Saints Row 2's writing blows it out of the wall, though I'm not going to fucking lie. Saints Row 4 isn't as good as Saints Row 2, but Saints Row 4's writing is definitely a little better. There's a lot of good sci-fi clips, a lot of little jokes here or there they make fun of. There's so many jokes that they make to different sci-fi things, to secret agent movies, to depending on like what weapons you use, because certain weapons I'll get to in a minute, are references to other sci-fi things, to lines of dialogue, to even taking the piss out of Keith David sometimes. It's fucking awesome. There's also, of course, you can't talk about this. There's also the romance mechanic in Saints Row 4, which is basically the Mass Effect romance style, made the simplest it can be. Press square. Romanced. Shaggy now. That's basically the romance button. Square's the romance button. You just go up to your party member on your ship, press square, romance, have sex. Done, dusted, there you go. The only person you can't romance is Keith David, which makes sense, because it's like them taking the piss out of the Mass Effect one, because the romance mechanic is definitely, I've taken a little bit of the piss out of Mass Effect because of how simple it is, and also the fact that you can't romance Keith fucking Davis because you can't romance Anderson. They definitely did that, and definitely take a little bit of the piss out of Mass Effect for that, and there's other things that take a bit of piss out of Mass Effect as well. There's also a robot called Sid who you can romance, which is fucking hilarious. So they definitely take the piss out of the romance mechanics. I'm not spoiling. You can romance everyone but Keith David, which is a shame because I wanted to bang that thing. I wanted to bang him. But I like that. I just had to get that out there. And the romance dialogue's actually really cool depending on what character you do with. Like, Kenzie is literally just, hey Kenzie, why fuck? Let's go. Punch! Jump on top of you. Fade to black. Of course, because that's all Mass Effect there. Then, of course, you've got the MI6 agent who basically just go, I respect you too much to bullshit you. You don't respect me at all. You're right. What do you want? I'm looking for rough sex and Ken just scares the shit out of me. I stay on top and no talking. Deal! And go. Those are two ones I fucking list. Also, there's the Johnny Gat one and the Shandy one and the Pierce one, which are a bit more emotional in all honesty, because the characters have been with each other with others. The dialogue's very well written in that part, but there's still a bit of humour fucking put in there. It's just Saints Row. I love that. I really do love that. And the characters and the story are just the best part of this game for me, because they were just so much fun to do. You'll notice I'm not talking too much about the gameplay. I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, I'll get to the gameplay now. The gameplay, if you play... Okay, I'll say this right now. The gameplay is superpowers. It's fun. That's it. Like, you don't... I feel so sorry for the guy that designed the cars in this game. I really do. Or better, yeah, the team that designed the cars in Saints Row 3, because a lot of assets from Saints Row the 3rd are in Saints Row 4. The cars, some of the buildings, some of the stuff's just been retextured. They definitely recycled a lot of stuff, but at the same time, that's just to be expected, as it wasn't that long when this came out. So, this definitely does have a lot of recycled elements, but they add enough new stuff to make it fun. They add enough new stuff. You also remember stuff. They've retextured some stuff, added a couple of things here or there, but a lot of the stuff will look very similar, especially if you've played Saints Row the 3rd, okay? Just gotta say that right now. I do feel sorry, because once you get the superpowers, which you get them within the first 15 minutes of the game, you will never use a car or a flying device again. I used a car only during the missions in which I was forced to get into a car. The rest of the time, I was flying around the city. It says, get from point A to point B, get there now. I'm like, okay, boom, super jump, glide, I'm there. That was me in the game. Like, I feel so sorry, because if someone put a lot of work into the cars and the flying vehicles in this game, that it's just, I feel sorry for them, I'm not going to lie, but you will use them occasionally, but I do feel sorry, so sorry. It's like the guy that designed the superpowers, just like, he probably went over to the guy with the car and went, look, I'm sorry, they asked me to give them superpowers. I had to do something. And it's awesome. You also get freeze powers, fire powers, mind control powers, levitation, super stomps. You basically become a cross between Superman, Hulk, and Avatar. You become the Hulkatar. The Super Hulkatar. That's what you become. You become Super Hulkatar. And that's what's awesome about it. I fucking love that. And it's definitely what I really do love about the game. It was just so much fun. I will also say, there's also other parts of the gameplay. A lot of the activities are repetitive. You have to do them multiple times. I'm going to say this right now. If you're playing the game and you just want to blaze through the story, get every activity done and do every mini hack game for the store. Because in the store, you have to hack it. In Saints Row the 3rd and Saints Row 2, you have to buy them. In this game, you have to hack them. You have to hack them. Little hacking minigame, which is a bit frustrating, but fairly simple. Get that done. Get the shops and get the activities out of the way as soon as possible. Because after that, you literally blow through the entire game. Because a lot of the side missions in the game is just basically do these activities until to unlock shit. Yeah, you do the side quest and you unlock a whole bunch of shit. Like you have to do a side quest to unlock the dubstep gun, which is like boom, 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 let the best. Fires laser and dubstep. It's awesome. You have to do it to unlock costumes, superpowers, certain other things. Do the side content, get it out of the way. It's not that. The activities are fun, they're enjoyable, but they are very repetitive. But I still enjoyed playing them. Okay, but I'll say right, if you're just going for the story, do the story. But if you want to make sure you're getting the best shit in the game, do all the side missions. You also get loyalty missions, i.e. like Mass Effect, for your homies to give them superpowers. Do them. I'm saying that right now. Do them. Okay? Do the loyalty missions. If you're not going to do the side content, do the loyalty. Because the loyalty missions are actually fucking hilarious. Like, I'll use one for example. Matt, the techno goth, as he is, his loyalty mission is basically taking the piss out of Batman. I'm not kidding. It takes the piss out of Batman. It's fucking hilarious. I love it. There are a bunch of other side content, but just do the loyalty missions together because you'll get some. Because trust me, it'll help in the final battle. It's just so much fun. As is. The gameplay isn't the strongest part. The gameplay isn't the strongest part. Okay, the gameplay is the superpowers are fun and all that, but there's a lot of stuff reused from all that. The weapons in the game are they're just like the weapons from the previous games. Only you can customize them now. You can actually reskin them. And the skins are definitely sci-fi related, which is hilarious. I'm a guy because the handguns in the game, you can actually reskin them to be Malcolm Reynolds guns from Firefly. The submachine guns in the game, you can retext them to be Robocop submachine pistols, which I did. And the rifle in the game, you can reskin it to be the pulse rifle from Aliens. I did all that. It was hilarious. Just literally walking around with those guns was fucking awesome. It was just like firing the Mao's pistols, Robocop machine pistols. You also get the noisy cricket from Men in Black. It's an Easter egg. You have to actually unlock an Easter egg to get it, but the Easter egg's fairly simple. Just go to Let's Pretend and shoot the employees only. The employees only door. Go in there, you'll find the noisy cricket. It's called the Loud Locust, but you just fire and it's like, boom! You get knocked back like fucking Will Smith. It's fucking awesome. Now, I've mostly been praising this game. I'm going to praise one more thing. I should have talked about this at the start, but the character creation in this game puts most to shame. It puts every other character creator I've seen in a long ass time to shame. That's really the same. Like, Saints Row 2 one was good. Saints Row the 3rd one was awesome. Saints Row 4 one, better. Like, the character creation in this game is fucking amazing. Like, you can make the She-Hulk if you want. You can't make the Hulk, unfortunately, but you can make pretty damn fucking close. You can make pretty much anything in this character. You can make your character thin, fat, strong, blue, cobalt, shiny, pink. You can make them anything. I made an elf. I made a cobalt metallic elf who was buff and had a kung fu braid. That's what I made. I wish I could show you it, but I wanted to show you the character, but my computer literally knew that I had a heart attack when I tried to do it. I had that all set up, but it just crashed, unfortunately. But the character creator alone is fucking amazing. It's definitely a lot of fun in that one. You can have hours of fun playing with the character creator, making anything you want. It's fucking awesome. I've been praising this game for the better part of 20 minutes now, but I do have to talk about some of the bad stuff as well, unfortunately. The game, unfortunately, is very buggy. The game is a bug fest. Saints Row 4, I don't know if it's the PS3 version, but this game crashed on me and locked up my console 6 times in total in my entire time playing through the game. It crashed and locked up 6 times. So, yeah, it just locked up. There's nothing I could do. I tried to... I don't know why. It even locked up and crashed on the final mission. Literally, when I was near the end of it, it just locked up and I was like, no! I had to do the whole fucking mission all over again. And I was pissed off at some points. It really did piss me off sometimes when it crashed. They really needed to test it. There was also a lot of audio bugs in it. Like, literally, I was firing my pistols and my guy had the guns literally at his side and he was just firing them like he was firing his machine gun titties. It was like, and then like 3 seconds later, I was like, oh shit, guns. I can't do that. Fuck you, guy from Police Academy. I want your talent. But yeah, like, there's a lot of bugs. Like, they didn't really test this game very well. There are a fuck ton of bugs. I don't know how they missed some of them. Some of them are blatantly fucking obvious. Now, before anyone says, some of the texture bugs, like the pixelation and the giant eyeball things, those are meant to be in the game. I'm talking about actual bugs that break the game, not things that are meant to be in the game. Because there are things that look like bugs, but they're meant to be in the game because you're in a simulation. You're in the Matrix, basically. The game is really buggy, and in all honesty, they didn't really do as much as they could have. They really just took Saints Row 4 and just says, fuck it, let's give them superpowers. That's basically what they've done. Gave you a good story and all that crap. It's just that fun. I really did love it for that part. And also they have stated that this is the final Saints Row game in this current series of the game. So I don't know what's going to happen afterwards with the next installment of Saints Row games because they are going to make them, they've said. But with the boss that we currently have, that's kind of different. The game also, as I say, it's a lot of recycled materials, a lot of recycled stuff from the previous game, but at the same time it's still enjoyable and still fun. My favourite part of I'm trying to think, is there anything else I didn't like about the game? Some of the graphics could have been done a bit better. It's quite a buggy fucking game, but at the same time, I had so much fun. I had so much fun playing this game. I can't help but say I love playing this game. I'm gonna say this right now. It's definitely gone a lot further away from what I loved about the Saints Row franchise, which was Saints Row 2. Saints Row 2 is the best game in the franchise still, in my opinion, because it was not only fun, over the top, silly action, but it had a good story and good characters, and I really connected with some of them in this. It had a good story, but they went a little bit further away, unfortunately, with the other games. Don't get me wrong, they still have a good story, but Saints Row 4's story pales in comparison compared to Saints Row 2. I'm definitely going to say this though, if you don't like over-the-top action, it doesn't take itself too seriously, it definitely takes the piss out of a lot of precious memories, I'll say that right now, but I found it fucking hilarious. If it's not your type of humour, it's the parody stuff and also kind of humorous stuff, I definitely gotta say don't pick this up because you will end up just hating it. If you like Saints Row the Third, you're probably going to like Saints Row 4, but I can definitely say that it definitely has stepped away from what it used to be. It isn't just a gangster thing anymore, it's full on, over the top, silly fucking action. And I'll definitely say that one. I'm going to say this though, if you like a good villain, you'll love this game. Because the villain in this game, Zenrath, is fucking awesome. He's a classical villain. He believes that he's doing is right. He quotes Shakespeare, for fuck's sake. He fucking quotes Shakespeare. He quotes classical literature. He's a pretty... Oh, you think you can stop me? You're my Gibble to my Tibble, or whatever the fuck it is. He'll quote Macbeth, which I recognised, and I love this guy. He's awesome. Basically, a lot of people are saying he's the Hitler of this game. I don't want to say that, but he's fucking amazing. I love this guy. He's so over the top. So, I'm better than you in every single way, and you truly... Dude, I need something to... there we are. Come on. I'm better than you in every single way. You truly think that you can stop me? I have conquered galaxies that you could not even comprehend. I have defeated foes that you could not see in your wildest dreams. You are merely an ant beneath my feet, and I can do with you as I please. But do try. This is the most fun I've had in centuries. It's utterly delightful. I'm orgasming just at the thought of it. He's that kind of villain, and I fucking love him. He's awesome. He's the standout character in this game just because of how fucking over the top he is. Like, he'll cut it when the radio's playing in the game. He'll cut in at some points and do interviews or start singing along. I think it's I just want. Just be your friend, I think the game is. I just want to be your friend. Something like that. It's fucking hilarious. I love Zenrath. He's awesome. And definitely, if you like a good villain, you'll probably like it just for that reason. But I'm going to say this right now. If you like Saints Row the Third, you'll love Saints Row 4. It's definitely a lot more over the top. I am missing the fact that they haven't gone back to the Saints Row 2 style. But what can we say? They've decided to just go fuck it, balls to the walls, crank it up to 100. And I do love them for that. I really do. And I do like that Volition are the kind of developers that are just like, you know what? People just want to have fucking fun. So let's give them it. They don't take themselves too seriously. Like, you want a game where you can have a tentacle bat? Done. You want to fire Malcolm Reynolds pistols? Done. You want to fly? Done. You want a game where you can powerbomb someone, like, powerbomb someone 50 feet from the air and down to the ground? Done. You want to pile drive someone? Done. You want super, you want super speed? You want to fire Robocop guns? Done. Awesome. Over the top. I love Volition for that. Excuse me. The fact that they've gone over the top, and also that Saints Row the 4 is definitely a bit of a love song. If you've been a fan of the Saints Row franchise from Saints Row 1, I can definitely say you'll still like Saints Row 4 because they do a lot of callbacks to the previous games. There's a lot of references to the other games in the series. Like, you do get to meet both. You do get to see the Shandy from Saints Row 2. If you didn't like the Saints Row 3 Shandy, you do get to see the Saints Row 2 one. I love both of them, and they definitely play off each other very, very fucking well. It's hilarious. We also get Johnny Gat back, of course. What else? Fuck. Forgetting. There are also callbacks to actually seeing the avatar from the first Saints Row game, like your character from that game. Not an imported one, but like a lot of ones like that. Also, the fact that they keep referencing. Keith David, you know what, Keith? You sound a lot like Julius. Like, they keep doing that. There's also like wee callbacks to the previous games that they definitely want to bring back. Previous characters from the other games coming back. Like Marrow from Saints Row 2. Cyrus from Saints Row the 3rd. Tanya from Saints Row 1. They definitely throw back a lot of characters that you will enjoy to see. I definitely will say that. You will see a lot of familiar things in it, and it's definitely a bit of a swan song to the Saints Row franchise, and I really do like it for that. So, what can I say about Saints Row 4 is, it's a lot of fun, but I definitely say if you're not into the type of game that's over the top, balls to the walls action, doesn't give two shits what it's about, then don't pick it up. But I definitely say if you're a fan of the Saints Row franchise and you really enjoy it for that factor that's over the top, definitely pick it up. But you're also just looking for a game for a bit of fun, at least rent it and try it out, because it's that much fun that I can definitely recommend it. If you don't like over the top action, don't buy it. But I definitely say if you're curious about the game, at least rent it or get a loan of it off of a friend, because it's that kind of game that I think you should try it before you judge it, because it's definitely a game that is over the top, and I love it for that. It didn't take itself too seriously. It takes the piss out of a lot of shit, but I love it for that. So definitely, in my opinion, Saints Row 4 gets my worth it seal of approval. So definitely go and pick it up if you haven't already. If you're a fan of the Saints Row franchise, you're doing yourself a disservice not playing it. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, represent the Saints as always. So thank you for watching. As always, I'm ScottishBorn92, and Saints Row 4 is worth it. Ciao for now.